think what we need to do is go back and watch It's Always Sunny.
It's true. And
again.
Welcome to GamesBound podcast number 5.
Yeah.
Confirmed to be number 5.
Confirmed.
At first I thought it was going to be 4 or 6, but it's 5.
The number's checked. Yeah. Like, I'm excited. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't make any promises that we can't keep.
That's a lot of pressure. All right. So what do you got this week?
Well, let's, ease up.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Deep question.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of things shake up, but this week especially, I'm good.
Hopefully in the future weeks we can dive into all those other things.
Yeah, no. Maybe like once each week, like I'll like reveal a little bit more each week.
Yeah. And then by the end, it's just like a therapy session. We don't talk about video games anymore.
I literally like said that. I was like, these podcasts are like a little like therapy session. I didn't have anything to back it up, but now you know.
Okay.
Why it is.
Well, next time we'll have a couch. And it'll be great.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
How are you, Jacob?
I wasn't expecting the question. I'm good. I mean today was a lot.
Yeah, no, I know. I know that you had a rough day.
But then I played some Hollow Knight, which we'll get to later.
Which we'll
and
dive
it made
into.
it all better.
Well, I mean, like, video games is kind of like your therapy, essentially.
Sure.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
as
like,
long as it's not a bad game.
If it's a bad game, then
even then, I can find some enjoyment in that.
You're telling me, like, no matter what game it is, you can find some enjoyment out of it?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
That's a tease for the what you've been playing segment.
Oh, is it about that, like, mystery game?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
The one that you don't know about.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely
well,
not.
Before we get there, let's do some news.
Okay. So what have you got?
Not much. Slow news week.
Love that.
Even though it's been like 2-3 weeks since E3, still kind of dead.
Still kind of in that E3 lull.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if that changes this coming week. Mm-hmm. But for now, no, not much.
Love that.
I have one story, and even then it's barely a story, and I have one cool thing. I say we start with the story first.
Yeah, and then
business up front.
Yeah, no, of course.
Of course.
Party in the back.
So
let's do it.
So yeah, it starts. So Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president and COO of Nintendo.
The coup of Nintendo, of course.
Yeah, of course. He did an interview with Game Informer. And it's an interesting interview. Go read it. Good stuff. But one main thing came out of that interview that mostly got my attention because it was something I was thinking about and something I think we've talked about either in the podcast or in my editorial, where it's basically where he talks about why they do E3s the way they do, where it's primarily focused on that year, like what's releasing in that year. And so like the first question that Game Informer asked was about like what's your philosophy behind your Nintendo Directs. And so Reggie gave this quote, which is a long one, so buckle in. Reggie said, broadly speaking, our focus at every E3 is driven by a handful of factors. 1, we want to show games that are typically near in and our fans can look forward to purchasing them relatively soon. 2nd, we always look at the total array of content and decide what is the best thing to do, whether it's a competition like we have this year or some other key tactic. Every year is different and every year is based on the content that is available. Last year was important to us to message to the Metroid fan that there was a Metroid Prime experience in development. As we showed Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS, we didn't want that fan to say, you just launched a new system, when are you going to bring me a Metroid on that platform? We said it was coming. This year, with so many games launching effectively between now and the first half of next year, we wanted to focus on those games. Rest assured, Metroid Prime 4 is still in development and proceeding well. Yoshi is still in development. We said that as a 2019 title. So for us, it really is making sure we can highlight a new Super Mario Party game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, give more hands-on opportunities for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but also make sure that we spend more time on third-party content and independent developer content to paint that total picture of what we have coming effectively in the here and now.
Wow.
So, basically, because we don't want to, like, talk about things too early and drag it out.
That makes sense. Other than... So then my idea with that then, like, when you release a game, or not release a game, but when you hype a game up early, there's potential they can get, like, a lot of hype, right?
Yeah.
So we see that in, like, for example, Starfield. We don't know anything
Sure.
about it, but we're
Right.
like, oh my god, Starfield.
Yeah. A ways out.
Ways out.
Yeah.
And
Then
so
I think there's actually another. I almost put it in the rundown, but Todd Howard was like, "It might be on current gen consoles. We'll see."
Courage in console.
Current like PS4,
Oh.
Xbox, as opposed to PS5 and things like that. Like it will be on PS5, but it also might be on PS4.
That's
it's
exciting.
kind of the vibe I got from that.
That's cool.
But it's also one of those things. It's like, okay, one sentence, you're done. But yeah,
So then my question is, can Nintendo do those big, like, we're going to tease this game, or do they just do like, oh, hey, like, we're working on this right now. And you're like, oh, that's cool.
I think they could do both. I think they're in a unique situation where they have so many different franchises. Like Smash Ultimate could easily have been a game where they announced it in this past March, and then it doesn't come out until like late 2019, maybe even 2020.
Yeah.
But here it is, December 7th, 2018, I think.
Wow.
And also, like, there are things like Animal Crossing, which we don't have. And I think that's easily one that could be, like, announced coming in, like, 5-6 months. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they announced it at, like, the September Nintendo Direct, or whenever their, like, fall Direct is. And then it comes out, like, early 2019.
That makes sense.
And then there's games like Metroid Prime 4, where it makes sense because Metroid is a big franchise. It's like each entry is unique, where it just takes a while to cook.
Yeah.
And you don't want to wait too long, because then the fans get antsy and they get angry with you. But you also don't want to like announce it too far in advance, which I worry is what they did this time. But I think it'll be a 2019 game. So I don't think it will have been too early by the time the game comes out.
The new Metroid game.
Yeah.
Got it. That'll be exciting.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was kind of not worried, but I was intrigued by this because like there are, like I feel like last year, so I took a note, I feel like last year, since the Switch launched, there's like a big Nintendo game every month, basically. Like when it launched in March, it was Zelda. In April, maybe it was Mario Kart.
Oh.
That was either April or that was May. But then June,
that is big.
June was ARMS, which is like a fighting game
Okay.
kind of thing. And then I have July was Splatoon 2. August was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. September was Pokken Tournament, which I like barely count that, but I'll allow it because it was a Wii U port of a fighting game that like nobody really asked for the port, but cool, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
October was Super Mario Odyssey, huge. November they didn't have a specific release, but it was big for third party because the Doom port came out, Skyrim port came out, Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 collection came out, and then LA Noire came out. I think that was all in November.
LA Noire, wow, that's cool.
And then December was Xenoblade 2. And that, like, I'd say all of those, with the exception of Pokken Tournament DX, are like big games. It's like good that they had those like once a month coming out.
And they haven't had that this year.
It doesn't seem so. So like July right now, today is the 8th.
Yes.
Octopath Traveler comes out on Friday.
Okay.
So that's the July game. I don't know what they necessarily have for August. Okami HD, but that's already out on PS4, Xbox One. That's really the only thing I can think of. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I guess that's big, but also Monster Hunter World is already a thing on PS4 and Xbox One.
Is that sooner? Like when returns in like that anthology? Like does that come after Monster Hunter World? Does that come before?
There's not really a timeline for Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Like none of the games really lead into each other. They all have like connecting threads in the monsters. Like monsters will return from game to game, but they don't really like focus on story between each game. But it's Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is closer to like what the older games were, whereas Monster Hunter World was more of a departure because it's like kind of more open world than all those things. But yeah, I mean, I'm still excited for that, but I also have Monster Hunter World for PS4, so I might just wait on the Switch version of Ultimate for the time being. But like that's like Okami and Monster Hunter is all I can really think of. That comes out in August. Nothing I can think of in September. October has Super Mario Party, and that's like that's big, but it's like B tier big.
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
closer to C tier.
Really?
Because like I'd say Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Smash, A tier.
Absolutely.
B tier, like Kirby,
Yoshi,
Mario Kart. Well, Mario Kart sells a ton, but I'd still consider it like franchise-wise to be B tier. It's not like the most important. You just get one per console and you're good. Like
yeah,
things like
pretty
that.
much.
And then I consider C tier like Mario Party.
Animal Crossing, yeah.
No. How dare you? Animal Crossing is at least B tier.
But it's not A tier, dude. Come on.
It could be.
I'll give it like a B plus tier.
Yeah. Let's say that.
All right.
But yeah, so Super Mario Party, that's in October.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sure, whatever. November they have Pokemon, which is big, but it's also not the same. I'm curious to see how that's going to sell, because it's really speaking to the Pokemon Go audience, which was huge. But how many people of the Pokemon Go audience have a Switch that don't just want a normal Pokemon core game that's coming in 2019?
Yeah. And my question is, like, Pokemon Go was, like, huge when it came out.
Yeah.
But, like, now I feel like it's not.
I mean, it definitely... Well, yeah, because it was, like... When it first came out, it was huge. Like, bigger than anyone could have ever expected for any mobile game ever, really.
Ever.
And then it dropped down, but it's still, like, a pretty high number of people who still play it.
Uh-huh.
And then, once the news came out that, like, it connects to the new Pokemon game on Switch, now it's having a resurgence. So...
Got it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm a big Pokemon fan, and I'm, like, considering buying it.
Pokemon Let's Go?
Yeah. Whereas usually I'm just in. I will buy it. Like, I will definitely buy the core Pokemon game that comes out next year, probably next November, like first day. Whereas this, I'm like, maybe I'll pick it up down the line. Who knows?
Are you gonna get the Pokeball?
No.
They're missing out on the experience, dude.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Apparently. So that's in November, and then Smash Bros. Ultimate is December. But really, it's just like Smash and Pokemon. And even Pokemon, I'd consider usually an A tier, but I'd consider that like maybe an A-, B+ tier.
Yeah.
With the Let's Go thing. And so like they don't have a ton. I like they almost have that game every month thing, but also they have some gaps, and it's like it's not all killer like Mario, Xenoblade 2, Mario plus Rabbids, like Doom, and all these cool third-party ports, which is what's interesting, because before you say anything next, this is part 2 of this story.
Okay.
So, Dual Shockers had a translation of a like Nintendo shareholders meeting thing, and so they apparently there's some concern amongst the shareholders because the stock went down a little bit after their E3 presentation, because it was very much focused on what's coming this year, and like not many huge games besides Smash. So here's a quote from the Dual Shockers article. Kimishima, who I believe just retired as the president of Nintendo, was also asked about Nintendo's presentation at E3 and the fact that it caused a sharp decline in the stock value. He explained that the company is preparing to disclose more information to the customers at an appropriate timing, including products that will be launched during the year-end shopping battle. It's not time to announce the full lineup. So maybe there's more.
Maybe Metroid is coming out.
No, I highly doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah. If it was coming out this year, it would have been in that E3 presentation, because that is E3 worthy.
So what else are they going to be announcing?
I kind of feel like the impress. So I think that was kind of just like, no, we're good. And it's just like, yeah, we have some more indies coming out and stuff like that. Like, I worry that was just to save face to the shareholders.
Yeah.
Without much weight. Like, yeah, I really don't know. What, like Animal Crossing maybe. But even then,
that's
why
only
wouldn't
B plus tier.
Why wouldn't you announce that at E3? And things like that. Like, I don't know what that... At first I was like, oh, let's have a game where we talk about what games we don't know about from Nintendo. That could be, like, by the end of the year. It's like, really not. Like, the only one that we don't have a firm date on, a firm year on, is Metroid Prime 4. And that is almost definitely 2019.
Yeah.
We know that Pokemon is 2019. We know that Yoshi just got pushed back to 2019. We know that Fire Emblem is 2019. Yeah. like there's like unless they announce like Animal Crossing or that Star Fox Grand Prix rumor comes true and it's coming out by the end of the year, surprise. I don't know what he's referencing unless it's just like small games here or there.
Would they like this? Like probably not, but would he come out with a new first party franchise, like a brand new kind of be like, hey, this is like a new idea we've had?
Possibly, but I feel like they'd want to build that up more
Instead of just like
dropping
shadow drop.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what this is. There you go.
Yeah, because I feel like Nintendo's a company where you kind of like, I mean, not even just Nintendo. Like if it's a new IP, you want to see it a little bit because that's a big deal if you just drop a new IP, and they don't do that often.
Yeah.
Like Pikmin was during GameCube. I can't even think of like I'm sure there was another one, like another IP. Like I guess Xenoblade was during the Wii, but that's not like gangbusters. That's not a huge franchise.
Yeah.
Like it has like a lot of people really like it, but it's not like Mario.
Yeah.
Or Zelda. Yeah, it's interesting. I hope it's like, hey, Animal Crossing comes out right now, but it's I think more than likely these are just like Okami HD is coming to the Switch, and like this is coming to the Switch now. It's a game that you can play on everything else, but now you can play it here and stuff like that. Or just like smaller games.
Well, maybe this is like, I mean, I guess since they had such a big year last year, you know, maybe this is maybe not like a step back here, but just kind of like maybe like a recharge year.
But I don't know, because like really all that was huge last year was Mario and Zelda.
Yeah, so you have like your two big A tier games, and then you have like you said, like you have Xenoblade, you have like all those third parties coming in. But you have big games that were like coming in. People are like, okay.
But Nintendo has so many franchises more than just Mario and Zelda, and the fact that none of those other franchises are even in this year is just weird. Like besides Smash, and Pokemon, kind of.
Like Pokemon Light.
Like Fire Emblem is 2019. That would be, if that was in 2018, that would be a good get.
Is Fire Emblem like a huge franchise?
I'd say it's B tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'm wondering if maybe it could be strategy too. Like they're specifically waiting on certain titles to be like, maybe this would be better at a later date, you know?
I feel like the closer we get, it's like you waited too long. Because I feel like this was the time to talk about things that are coming out this fall.
And they only did like Fire Emblem and Smash.
Yeah. But we'll see. I feel like this is still kind of like a non-story until we know what he's specifically talking about. Until like the next Nintendo Direct. Which could be August, could be late July, could be September.
Oh, they haven't like given a date for it.
Oh no. They usually don't announce until like, hey, in 2 days get ready for this. Yeah, it's not like we're not gonna know about it.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, like there will be rumors, but most of them will be false. That's usually how that goes. Like the longer we go without a direct, the like more intense those rumors become.
It's like Mountain Day,
yeah.
actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Which most people won't understand, but yes.
But yes,
understand that was a good comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Kind of interesting.
I'd say interesting.
Slightly, yeah. It's just interesting to see if they're just like saving face, or they actually have something up their sleeve. And I hope they have something up their sleeve, but I have my doubts, and maybe it's just because it's late that I'm just like more. Maybe as the day goes on, I get more pessimistic. I start the day bright-eyed.
Your
and
spirit
hopeful,
just gets dragged down.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was my one story. Here's my kind of cool thing.
Are
you familiar with PT and or Silent Hills?
Silent Hills, yes. Yes.
Well, Silent Hill, the franchise, but also the game Silent Hills.
Yeah. Yes.
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 The game that never came out.
Okay, maybe not.
Okay. So PT was a thing that came out. I don't remember the year, so I'm not going to bother with.
No.
Years.
Yeah, I do.
Norman Reedus.
And like, is it the one where you're walking through
the hallway?
The hallway
yes.
constantly?
Yes.
That was frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was directed by Hideo Kojima. Norman Reedus was in it. Guillermo del Toro was part of it. all these things. Like that PT, the teaser, like came out, and then nobody knew it was for Silent Hills, or that Silent Hills was a game that existed until someone finally beat it, and they saw the CG trailer with Norman Reedus, and it said Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro. And I was like, wait, what? And it was a huge thing, but then Konami canceled the game, and then kicked Hideo Kojima out the door.
And then he took Norman and Guillermo with him.
Yeah, exactly, to Sony.
Yeah.
And the thing about PT is, like, it's a great demo. It's really cool. It's really scary.
It's awesome.
But Konami was like, all right, we need to put an end to this. So now, unless you already have it downloaded on your PS4 and, like, didn't delete it, you can no longer download PT.
Really?
It is, like, if you have PT on your hard drive, you probably can sell that PS4 for a good amount of money on eBay. And even in my case, I played it and then I deleted it because I was like, I can re-download it later.
But no, you can't.
No, yeah. Even if you've downloaded it and it's like in your library, you can't re-download it. So it's a big deal. But
Yikes.
I saw this article on Polygon where this guy is remaking PT. He's doing a port to the PC in Unreal Engine 4. So his Reddit username is Quimsar. I'm gonna say Quimsar. Qimsar. And he's 17 years old, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he said, prior to having started this project, I've only had 6 hours of experience with the Unreal Engine, and this is my first game. In total, I've spent about 140 hours on this, and on the way, I've had to force myself to learn how to do a ton of things. Also, I'm 17, so if that adds any to my street cred, then there it is.
Man, this guy's cool.
Yeah. And so he put it up on GameJolt, which I guess is like a hosting service for like, just like, not fan-made, but just things you can make on Unreal Engine or Unity or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can download like the demo that he had, and then he said that like the full game itself would be coming out soon, and people can just download it for free, which is really cool. And if like you watch the trailer, I can play it for you right now. Like it looks pretty good. I mean, not the trailer, but the demo. Like it looks the same. Like the walking is a little bit different.
It looks pretty
like
good though. I mean,
yeah. And like the mechanics of the game are done well too, because like the PT was such a strange game that so many weird things had to trigger that you wouldn't notice that they actually triggered. Like later on when you have to like get the letters from one part of the wall to the other part of the wall, so it's just like, oh hello, and then you take HELL, and then it's just like go to hell on the other wall or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he does that. And it's fascinating that he was able to figure out like how to code in all of the mechanisms of the game.
I mean, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. So I just think that's kind of cool. There's not much to talk about there, especially until it comes out in full and until Konami most likely orders a takedown. There's not much to talk about, but I just think it's really cool. It's something, if you don't know about it, check it out if you want to play PT. And you never got the chance to
play it with a friend. I would recommend, and
sure,
yeah,
if you want to freak them out, like you don't need to play a friend to play the game, but it's fun to get other people in on the experience.
Yeah, I watched it with like a group of like 7 people, and it was wild because like they like hyped you up as well, so
yeah,
it makes the experience better.
Yeah. I remember I was playing it by myself, and I was like, all right, I'll see what this is all about. Lights off, it's 7 p.m., but it's super dark out because I forget what time of year it was, but it was dark. And I was like, all right, let's go. Okay, this is terrifying. Andrew, and I just like went and got my brother, and like he joined. Yeah, and even he was freaked out. But yeah, it was good. It's a good demo. Shame that it never came out.
Yeah.
But at least he's doing Death Stranding now. And it's interesting because then, like, it was after this got canceled for a while. And I'm not saying that Resident Evil, like, saw PT and said, let's go first person. But it's funny because Resident Evil went first person, basically stole the PT crowd when Resident Evil 7 came out. Because it was, like, the first person horror kind of experience. Yeah, like they definitely didn't steal anything from PT. They just happened to be doing the first person kind of thing at the same time.
It's just a coincidence.
Which is just really funny that they're like, "You're sad about PT? Come join us." And, yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, cool stuff. The article that I found was on Polygon, and it has a link to the Reddit thread that Kimzar started, where you can see the link to the download and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, cool
Sweet.
stuff. And now that's all the stories I have. Slow week.
Slow news week.
Yeah. So, what you been up to?
Well,
I'll let you pick what you want to talk about first.
why don't we like maybe do the like easy one first before going into
The easy one? Okay.
yeah. So, Pokemon Sun, of course.
Yes. Okay.
Great game. It's awesome. It's so much fun.
And just for background, what other Pokemon games have you played?
Sure. So I have played Pokemon Sapphire, which I beat, but my friend's brother stole it, and I lost it forever. So, really upsetting. Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Black, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Blue, and now Pokemon Sun. There it is.
Wait, so you skipped Gen 4? Diamond, Pearl, Platinum?
I played Diamond. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Good.
I still have that. Yeah, of course. So, yeah, I've played almost every generation except for Pokemon X and Y.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah.
so how long has it been since you played a Pokemon game?
It's been a long time. So, when I played Pokemon Y, I borrowed it from a friend for like 2 weeks. And then I got too busy and I was like, oh, I can't like devote the time to this, so thanks, but no thanks. So the last time I really, really played a game was maybe like a few years ago, at least. So it's really cool, like, getting back into it. And it's also nice because this is different. I mean, this is not the same Pokemon game I played as a kid.
This was when they were like, all right, let's change things up a bit. The
It's like-
formula is stale.
Oh, yeah.
Let's throw away gyms. Things like that.
Which is, like, of course I'm going to miss it. Like, that awesome, like, one-on-one battle.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I have to beat
Yeah.
this guy.
And I also wouldn't be surprised if gyms came back in the next game.
Were these trials thing, like, not successful?
Oh no, I'm not saying that they weren't successful. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, all right, now back to gyms.
Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just finished my first trial.
Like people really liked this game.
Like, I can see why, like, it's fun. Also, I love that my rival is just not, like, the worst person ever. Like, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so pleasant. Like,
Yeah.
I feel the happiness.
He's clearly like not great at the whole Pokemon thing, but he's trying.
He's doing his best. He's he's definitely not cut out for this. But
you know what's funny? So I started playing Pokemon Crystal on my 3DS a while ago, and I stopped for whatever reason, and now I'm like back at it. I'm just before the Elite Four. I ran into my rival again.
Did I inspire you to like keep playing?
Actually, there's Easy Allies, another amazing gaming group you should check out. They on their Discord server have a thing, unofficial Discord server I think, have a thing called Pokemon Book Club where they've been playing through Crystal, and they're wrapping up now. And I was like, I wanted to be part of that, but I just was too late to the party. So I'm just trying to wrap it up, and I think towards the end of the month, they're doing it again, but with Pokemon Black and White. And so I just want to wrap up Crystal officially before I head off to Pokemon Black and White.
Got it.
But the reason I bring that up is because I ran into my rival at the end of Victory Road, and I completely forgot that I named my rival Quinter.
Makes sense.
And that rival in Gen 2, Gold, Silver, Crystal, is a prick.
I mean, he sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's so nasty.
Yeah.
Are you still in with like Professor Oak at that point?
It's Professor Elm, and then you meet Professor Oak as well. But the main professor is Professor Elm.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this still the grandson of Professor Oak?
No.
Or is it a whole new?
It's just a random guy who like breaks into the facility, into the lab, and steals Pokemon. Yeah.
What a prick.
Yeah.
Ew.
Red long hair. Yeah. Like deep red.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, okay. My hair's kind of like longish and curly.
Well, it's not like straight.
Oh, that's
to the shoulders.
That's
yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
But yeah. Anyways,
Ooh.
Pokemon Sun.
Pokemon Sun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was really proud of this. I caught an Abra.
Yeah.
First try. I mean, like, you only get one try. But, caught it at level 5, and I've leveled it up to, like, 12 or 13. And, like, it's useless. Like, it only has teleport.
Yeah.
And, like, can't do anything else. And I always thought, like, Abra...
It's one of those Pokemon that's worth it, though.
And that's what I've heard. Like,
yeah.
I never had an Abra when I played.
It's like Magikarp. It's like, what's the point of keeping this Magikarp around? And it evolves into Gyarados.
And you're like,
what? It's not the same jump, but it's still like the evolution is pretty solid. I really like it.
I can't get to the like magical spoon guy though unless I trade him, right? Alakazam.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm sure you can find someone.
Yeah.
Because he's using my copy of Sun. So I don't have a game to trade with you.
Basically, any game that I'm playing is Jacob's. like if we're being honest, yeah.
True.
So right now my team is oh my god.
I don't even know what your starter was.
It's the owl. Wow,
Rowlet?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rowlet, Abra.
That doesn't surprise me.
Pick-a-peck, and Slowpoke.
Okay.
That's my...
Interesting that you have Abra and Slowpoke in there.
Because they're both psychics.
Yeah. Although Slowpoke is also water, but still.
I think that's kind of what I'm going... I mean, like, I found this really awesome combo, which is I do Yawn, and so it puts the opponent to sleep, and then I just do Curse, Curse, Curse. So I just become, like, tank mode, and then I can just wreck, you know, because they wake up and they're like, who is this?
And so how far are you? You passed the first trial, right?
I beat the first trial, and I think I just came out of it, essentially. Yeah. Nice. Because the captain was like, oh, you can now catch Pokemon here. And I was like, dope. And that's it.
Yeah. So here's my question to you is, so I feel like Pokemon Sun and Moon set a new precedent, not just with the new, like, taking away gyms and putting in trials and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just overall tone, it's overall vibe. What are your thoughts on the vibe so far and what you've encountered?
It's not as heavy as the other
right.
And like Pokemon game's not like heavy.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon. But I feel like lighter, and it's weird because it's not that it's more of an enjoyable experience.
It's just like you can tell that the other characters are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes you part of it. You're like, okay, great, I love this community.
Yeah. I'll lose. It's fine.
Yeah, like whatever, I'll just come back later.
Yeah.
Whereas like in like Pokemon Emerald, if you lose, you're like, oh my god, I just blacked out. Oh my god.
Okay, well, that's still around if you lose.
Yeah, but like it like you know, like the whole screen goes black and you're like, you just blacked out. And I'm like, oh my god. You know, like it just seems not as intense.
Yeah.
But then again, like I haven't gotten very far in the game, so I don't know really how it goes. So.
Right, but early on, definitely, it's like very jolly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so that's Pokemon Sun.
Yeah, and so I'm sure we'll have more updates on that the further you go, which we'll see how much progress is made between each thing, because I feel like you've been playing this for a good amount of time.
Yeah, but I haven't played it in the past 4 days, I'd say. Yeah. So I take long breaks. But tonight's my last night. I'm house sitting right now. Yeah. But tonight's my last night, so it's a great opportunity to...
Which also leads into my thought about setting goals for this next game so that we can get through it quicker.
Oh, lordy. All right.
Why don't you start off? So last week we talked about how you were beginning your journey through The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, your first ever Zelda game.
Yes.
Now, okay, so I know I just told you, how about you take it away, and now I'm taking the reins again.
Yeah.
But this is because I want to get to a discussion, I think.
Okay.
So you completed the inside of Jabu Jabu's belly.
Yes, I did.
You pulled the sword from the Master Sword from the pedestal of time.
Yep.
You became an adult.
Yes.
And you talked to Varu, who's like, you need to go to these other places and get the other sages, like free them. Sages, and then we can take them down, take Ganondorf down together up in his ivory tower.
Yeah.
And then you saw Sheik, and Sheik's like, hey, go to Kakariko Village. You went there, and you got a hook shot, and that's where you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you seem... So I know I'm kind of like forcing you to play this because Zelda's like... I mean, I love the Zelda franchise, and I figured when we don't have access to many Zelda games at the moment, besides like Breath of the Wild and some like DS and 3DS games.
Yeah.
But I feel like you needed to start not on Breath of the Wild, even though you've acknowledged that you like what you've seen from Breath of the Wild.
It looks awesome.
I thought it was important that you see like kind of the roots of Zelda, at least 3D Zelda,
and where it came from, kind of.
Yeah. And like I think Twilight Princess would have been another game, good Zelda game to show you. That was the Wii one, the first Wii one, but we don't have access to that right now. So you're going through Ocarina of Time, and I don't think you're not enjoying it, but I think you're just
correct
kind
analysis.
of like, okay. And
yeah.
I want to get to the root of why that is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like tough sometimes to look at yourself and be like, why am I not in love with this game as much as the next guy? Or
and to be fair, you're not terribly far in.
True.
Yeah.
But I think I hit the point, I mean, like, tell me if I'm wrong, where like now it's like good. I mean, like now it's gotten to like the big parts.
Right.
Ish. And it's not that I wasn't like happy with that. I was like, oh, this is a cool turn. You know, like, wow, this is great. But like I really, it's just not doing it for me, I guess. And like I don't say that in like a super negative way. Like it's a good game. Like I'm enjoying it. But it's not like, oh my god, Zelda! Like whoa.
So why do you think that is? Do you think it's because its age is showing? Do you think it's
no.
The story is intriguing, or maybe is it the gameplay?
Cool.
What do you think it's coming from?
So like, out of the 3 that you just listed, it honestly it would probably be gameplay. I don't feel maybe that I'm like part of that game. So like in all honesty, I don't feel like I'm in the game. You know, it's like Pokemon. I feel like I'm there. I feel like connected to those.
Okay.
It's a very random reference, but Call of Duty Ghosts. I
think we're seeing the first ever comparison of Ocarina of Time to Call of Duty Ghosts.
But like when I played that, like I was, you know, like that campaign was awesome. Like there was an explosion every single mission. It was crazy. And then, you know, I like play Ocarina of Time and I'm like, oh, like this is a good story. But I'm not Zelda. You know, like I'm sorry, I'm not
Link.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not Link. I'm just
Erase the comments you're about to make.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just some guy like going through the motions of the story.
And I worry that that's my fault because I know that it's kind of a daunting game, and I feel like maybe I should have just let you go with it, but I also wanted to kind of not push you along, but kind of like be a guide, I guess.
It's nice to have kind of like a guide through this.
Yeah. And I don't think I like overextend myself.
I don't think so either.
Until Jabu Jabu's Belly, when I was like, okay, I know that we're running out of time, so like I'm just gonna help you through this.
Yeah.
But do you think that it would have been well, I mean, not would have, because you still have a while to go. Do you think that it will be a better experience if I'm more hands off?
No, actually, I like that you're telling me, oh, like there's a really cool thing that you can get here, because it gives me. That's one thing. Okay, I will definitely give it this: the expansiveness and the intricacies of this world. That at first you're like, oh, like it just seems like there's this main quest that I can go on. But no, like when you dive into it, like there's a bunch of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
And
we're like skipping a lot of it.
Exactly.
Like you still have only the heart pieces from the dungeons. And you could theoretically like have your first like row of hearts done by now.
Exactly. Because there's that heart that you have to use the chicken to get to.
Oh, before you get into Zora's domain.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I missed it. I like so badly too. Like anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that it's a bad game. Like, it's a good game. But I just don't feel connected to it. I like honestly, like, when we get down to it, I just don't feel connected to it. Part of that may be because of my first experience with it on the 3DS,
True.
and I was like,
right.
What is the big hype with this? Part of that is because when we started this time, I was expecting a lot.
Right.
I mean, this is one of the greatest games.
I tried to not hype it up, but there's only so much you can do when it's like called by many others as like one of the most influential games of all time.
Exactly, and there's
only so much you can do in that case.
Especially like when you gave me a little bit of context for it, like this game coming out in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like the first full 3D Zelda game.
That's beautiful. Like it's beautiful for the time, and like it's still beautiful now. It doesn't take it away. Like it seems like it's aged pretty well. But when it comes down to it, like I just don't know if it's my game.
Yeah, and I'm hoping. I think that being an adult now might shift that a little bit, because I do think that like those first 3 dungeons are like, even though they are 3 separate dungeons and 3 separate arcs.
Yeah.
I'd still say that like that section as a whole is very much prologue to where you are now.
Yeah.
Because now it's like kind of where it picks up a little bit. But yeah, I'm hoping. So do you think that you'd be interested in trying other Zelda games once you beat this one?
Breath of the Wild, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, that just looks so good.
Yeah. I really want you to try Twilight Princess.
And I'm like open-minded.
If we can.
If anything so far from this experience, I'm open-minded more.
Right.
To Zelda games.
Yeah.
Would I play them on my own at this point? No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I think we'll do more check-ins on Ocarina of Time until we beat it, basically. I mean, until you beat it, because I'm not really playing.
Yeah, but it's like I mean, like it's like us. We're a team for this game. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we should set goals.
Okay.
So I'm trying to. I don't quite remember the amount of time, but I'd say let's shoot to have 2 dungeons completed, 2 more by next week.
But that seems
if we just do 1, that's also fine. But let's shoot for 2.
Am I wrong in guessing that after I collect these other 5 stages, like, is that it in the game? And, like, that's the...
I'm not going to say anything.
Fair. No, yeah, I think it's a good goal. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I do think I would love to have, see if we can get Twilight Princess available to you, because I think that's like very much... like, so for context-wise for Zelda, so Ocarina of Time came out, Majora's Mask came out, which I would also love for you to try, but I think that would be like, I would also play, like how for Last of Us, we switched the controller on and off. I think Majora's Mask is very much a game that, like, you would definitely need a little bit more guidance on. And also, I just love Majora's Mask. It's my favorite Zelda game. At least, like, in my head right now, things can change, just, like, depending on what day it is of the week. And it's like we have the 3DS version. Yeah. I have that. But also, I would love... I mean, 1, I want to play it together on the 64. But 2, I just really want a 64 cart of Majora's Mask.
Do you not have it?
No.
Oh.
I had to rent it. I didn't fully beat it until it came out on the Virtual Console for the Wii. Yeah. Wow. So, and after that, I was like, whoa. Yeah, so that came out. Majora's Mask came out, which is like the same art style of Ocarina of Time, still on the 64. And then the GameCube came out, and they had a tech demo of like Link fighting Ganondorf in like that engine. And it looked really cool. It was like a cutscene kind of thing. People were like, whoa, that's what the next Zelda game is going to look like? And then Wind Waker came out, which is like Toon Link. And it's like the cartoonish art style. And people were like, excuse me? And then once people got past that, it was like, okay, no, this is a very good game. Yeah. And I've only played it once. I had to borrow the GameCube disc from a friend, and I played it on my Wii. Thank you, backwards compatibility. And I really liked it. And it's also in contention. I have to replay it, though. But then Twilight Princess was the next console Zelda game.
And it was the Wii.
And that was like, okay, this is what the people wanted following Ocarina of Time. Like the like more like this is the not console but like the good looking Zelda game that has like that adult feel.
Got it.
And I really like just thinking back. I really want to play Twilight Princess again too, because it's thinking back on it, it's like, wow, there's so many cool things, so many cool parts of that game. But I think Twilight Princess would be a good next one. There's also for the 3DS A Link Between Worlds, which I have, which I think would be interesting to give you. I have to see if it has a connection, because it's like a sequel to A Link to the Past, which is the SNES game, but I don't remember how much of a sequel it is, or if it's just like basically in tone it's a sequel. So I have to look at that, but that might be also a cool one, because that came out a few years ago, and it's like very well regarded, like it reviewed very well. But I also haven't played that since I beat it, so yeah, interesting stuff. So I guess we can get to my games.
Yeah, dude, what have you been up to?
So I have a few games I could talk about. I could talk about Hollow Knight. I did a lot of work on that, but I'm almost to the end. I figure I'll save it for next week. Hopefully I've finished by that point. I just started Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle for the first time. I could talk about that, but I'm not deep enough in to really kind of dig into it. I like it though. But there's one game that I do want to talk about because it's so weird. I'm sure no one has heard of it who's watching this. And it is called Neopets the Darkest Faerie.
Lordy. Okay.
And are you familiar with Neopets?
Not really. I mean, like, no, actually, no. It's always a thing that I'm like, oh, like it's kind of like Tamagotchi a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, that's about as much I know.
So Neopets was a website where it had like this whole world that like you could go from town to town or something like that, but like just clicking on things. It's not like an actual thing. It was a website you could like create your own Neopets that were like different species of things.
That's amazing.
And like you could feed them, you can dress them up, you could like talk to other users, be part of guilds, things like that. I loved it as a kid. And so they made a PlayStation 2 game called Neopets the Darkest Faerie. And so I got it, and I never made it that far. But one of my friends, Fisher, is playing through the Kingdom Hearts franchise for the first time. She just finished Kingdom Hearts 1, watched the movie for Chain of Memories, and now she's just starting Kingdom Hearts 2, but she's playing on a PS2, not like the collections on PS4 or PS3.
Yeah.
And so I brought up all of my PS2 games, and so we started playing this game that I had barely played at all, and I was fully expecting to just like play it for like 2 hours max, and then be like, this is dumb, let's switch to something else. But we actually kind of enjoyed it. And so basically it's interesting because it's kind of, it's a third person action game, action adventure. And so you're playing as this wolf guy. The species is like a loop, and they're basically wolves.
Okay.
And his name is Tormund, or Tor. His friends call him Tor. And so it's like you're wielding a sword, and like, I mean, not to start. You start off like with your family on a farm, and then you have to like deliver a package to like Meridel, which is like a big kingdom.
Yeah.
And you're delivering it to like the military or something. You deliver it there, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to become a squire?" He's like, "Boy, do I!" And it's like part of it is like he meets this knight, and he's super cool, and he's always wanted to be a knight. And so you become a squire, and so you get a sword, you get a shield, and then you become a squire. You have to go back and get your parents' permission, but when you go back home, your sister is kidnapped. So
that's some good wholesome family adventure. When part of the gameplay is you have to go ask your parents for permission.
No, yeah, it's literally like a consent form. Like I think they call it. You have to get you have to get your parents' consent.
Oh my
and it's
God.
Hilarious. And it's just like you can equip motes, which is like elements to your armor and to your sword and to your shield.
Yeah.
Like there are fire motes, there's a lava mote, there's a water mote, like bubble mote, leaf mote, dark mote. sun moat, things like that. There's so many different kinds of moats, dude. And you can just equip them and like find what works best. I think rock is the best defensive moat.
I would hope, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's insane. Because then, like even on your first trip to Meridell, like, I was expecting it to be a straight line. It's like, oh, and we're here at the Kingdom because it's a crappy PS2 game that some company just wanted to push out and make more money on. But you walk out of your farm, you go on this path, you fend off some like highway robbers trying to rob this like guy on the side of the street. They run off. It's like, all right, and now we're probably just gonna get to Meridell. But then it's like this big field of like 4 different houses. You're just helping them out, like, to get different side quests and stuff like that.
Wow.
Like, not a ton, but like still, there's side quests.
Like a good amount, yeah.
Like, and then you make it through, but then you get to the bridge, and the bridge is out, so you have to like do some weird platforming, and like you can also go to the woods, but you can't go to the woods yet because your parents always told you to avoid it and stuff.
So you're not like a rebel yet, like you still
not yet.
Okay,
but it's just like all these things, and there are some like FMV like cutscenes that are like CG that like you get to once you get to a certain point, and it like moves the story along. And so we still haven't met the Darkest Faerie. We've seen cutscenes of her like waking up from whatever curse was put on her, but she hasn't wreaked havoc yet. Although I think she's about to. I think like people were like, "Hey, this person from this kingdom's acting all weird," and it's like, "Well, let's go fight her." And it's like, there's some like dark clouds and stuff like that. It's real weird. And then the king's like, this seems familiar and stuff like. It's just like, it's a full game. It's like a PS2 version of The Witcher 3.
Wow.
I mean, obviously
from Neopets,
obviously not as good. Like, this is probably like a 6.8 out of 10.
That's a much higher rating than I would expect.
I mean, if that, like, this is just me being generous.
Yeah.
Because we do find a lot of enjoyment in some of like the weirder parts of it.
Like some of the worst moments.
Like the sound effects when you're talking to someone and they're like, huh, ha, things like that. Like just like when a new text thing goes through the dialogue box and things like that. And yeah, it's just like so weird. It's such a swimming in sevens game where it's just like, sure, but it's so weird that it is such a fully fleshed out game so far. And I know that you're supposed to play as another character as well. Like,
really?
Like right now you're like a knight, and then you there's some girl that you play as who's like a wizard kind of thing. But I've like when I was a kid, I never got to that point, and like we haven't gotten to that point yet so far. It's just fascinating that this is actually somewhat a deep game.
Like top 10 greatest games you've ever played?
No,
but close.
It's it's probably one of my favorite experiences playing a game in recent memory.
That's pretty good.
Just because, like, not because it's that great of a game, but just because the experience of playing. I think it's important to play it with someone else.
Yeah.
So you can like read the lore behind the game and stuff like that, and just like try and predict what's gonna happen next, and make fun of it together.
Is there source material for this game? Like, is this based on it's manga or?
No, it's all based on the Neopets lore. Like the lore that's like on that website, but now you're just like actually digging into it. Like I've read the Wikipedia article, and it's like the story is written by the creator of Neopets, so it's like It's canon. You know, and it's like there are characters and locations from Neopets.com and things like that. It's made me want to revisit Neopets and see what's changed.
Do you think you can still log into your account?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't remember that stuff.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was
wow. I'm sure I can, but I don't remember any of it, any of my information.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating. Also, like a lot of the story beats, it's funny because a lot of the story beats are from Twilight Princess, but this came out before Twilight Princess. Like it's like, oh, you want to become a soldier, and you have to deliver a sword to someone, and you end up getting that sword, and like you or no, it's not exactly that, but it's like you deliver a package and then you go home and someone close to you was kidnapped, so you have to go save them in this mysterious forest.
Oh my god.
And then you have to like go to this like kind of mountainous area and defeat these raiders. It's like these are all story beats from Twilight Princess. It's hilarious, and like obviously Twilight Princess does it much better.
Yeah,
but it's really funny. Yeah, it's a good game. I'll say it. I mean, we're only like 4 or 5 hours in.
So bold claim to call a Neopets game a good game, but
yeah. I mean, we'll see. We still have a lot of game to go. So, yeah. I think the speed run of this game is like an hour and a half, and we were like, we're gonna beat it. No, we're already like 3 times that. So, we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny.
Well, I wasn't expecting Neopets, but
Yeah.
I'm so glad that it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I'm excited to see where it goes. I can't wait to meet the Darkest Faerie, and for everything to like just fall apart
For you
on Tormund's life.
For you to murder her as a revenge plot for the Dark Fairy killing your entire family.
See, the way we envisioned it, we thought that like we were gonna go deliver this package, and then we were gonna go home and be like, "Hey, Mom, Pa," but then the house and the barn were like on fire, and our dad died.
Just your dad?
Yeah, just the dad. But that didn't happen.
Everyone's cool.
Still could though.
Your sister could die.
Yeah. Well, no, we already saved her. That would be a weak plot.
Oh.
If it was like she gets kidnapped and then she dies, like what? Like that's just kind of like, yeah.
Well, that's what
Poor writing.
Well, that's what breaks the main character. Then he becomes the Dark Fairy.
Well, no, that's because the dad dies. You can't like save a character and then they die anyways. You gotta save a character and then another one dies. It's the Gwen Stacy effect.
Gwen Stacy. Do you save? But like Spider-Man saved Gwen Stacy.
She dies.
Yeah, dude, I know. Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, you saved her. Like, yeah, okay, I got it now. Yeah, rip Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions about Neopets, the Darkest Faerie?
I don't. Just need like a second for my thoughts to recollect, because like I was expecting some sort of like random like, I don't know, like Persona 5 or like just some sort of like random.
Persona 5 is not random.
But like random to me, you know, like I
Sure.
don't know anything about it. Like some like game I would never heard of, and you come out with Neopets, like some like Club Penguin era, like, you know, like
Neopets was much better than the Club Penguin.
debatable.
Excuse you.
What are you talking about?
You didn't know what Neopets was when we just started this conversation.
Yeah, I know, but I can tell you for a fact the Club Penguin was better.
It's not.
Did Neopets have like a secret agent like arc in it?
I'm sure.
I highly doubt it. Also because there wasn't many penguins, whereas in Club Penguin everyone's a penguin. What's better than that?
Well, I mean, there's a like penguin Neopet kind of thing.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But my point is, how in the world did you come across this game?
Because
why do you have this?
Because I was I was into Neopets as a kid.
And so you were like,
and I was into video games. I knew that there's gonna be a Neopets game, so I was I gotta get it.
I love how like unashamed isn't the right word, but just like how confident you were. Like, yeah, I loved Neopets.
I mean, I didn't love it. I was into it, but
just like
it was really cool to be like part of that community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff we do as kids, like we're sometimes embarrassed by. But like, not saying this is embarrassing, but like
if I was in high school, I'd be embarrassed by it.
Exactly, but now we're in college.
Yeah.
Like,
and like you learn in college that like nobody cares,
or everybody does,
or at least you like just don't care about what other people think.
You just have to learn to shut it out. Just shut it out.
There you go. It's okay. Words are hard.
Oh, man, words are difficult right now. But I don't know. I don't think I have any questions. Just that I'm excited to see the progress in this game. Here is my question, though. Can you have a new mystery game every month?
A new what?
A new mystery game every
try.
month? Because I figured like a mystery game every week is a little difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're going to beat this in a month.
Well, if the speedrun is an hour and a half.
Okay, well, we threw the speedrun out the window.
How far are you guys in? Like 5 hours?
Ish. I think it's supposed to be like 20-something hours.
Whew. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's never going to be that random, but we'll see what I can do.
destroy the Dark Faerie and then come back to me with a new mystery game.
Yeah. Murder our father.
Of course. Yeah.
In a blind rage. Because it turns out the Darkest Faerie was her mother.
Oh my... Jesus.
Yeah.
This is going to get dark quick, isn't it?
Well, it's called the Darkest Faerie.
Christ. This is what we're teaching our kids.
Yeah.
Gotta love America.
Times have changed. Yeah.
All right.
I wish... I do want to talk about Hollow Knight, but I think we should save it.
I think we should save it.
It's very good.
It's... Yeah. No, like, just from looking at it, it looks very good.
Yeah. I was just playing it before we started recording.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's literally like...
Literally, yeah. Literally right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a good episode. I think we should put Darkest Faerie, like the box art, as like the thumbnail. I think that'll attract the most viewers.
Like just Darkest Faerie or like Neopets?
Like that's what the thumbnail art is. It's for that game.
I see what you're saying.
And that's what the title's about.
So what's the title of the podcast?
I don't know. I don't think about these things until after we're done.
Okay.
But I think putting Neopets, the game, in the thumbnail is gonna get us the most views. I think it's gonna push us into the thousands. Because
in all honesty, like the only reason we're doing this is for clickbait.
Yeah, and for the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though am I right that we can't monetize these videos right now?
You're correct.
Yeah. But still, it's about the money.
Unless you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor
Neopets.
us. Neopets.
Hit us up.
Patagonia. Fiji Water. Any of those.
Why were those your picks?
I don't know. Those are always like the companies that people are like, I'm going to have an awesome Instagram.
We'll just go for like...
That's who I'm going to have.
Walmart brand water. Like not even Walmart. Just like Walmart brand water.
Club Penguin. If you're watching this, please sponsor us.
Please don't.
Please do.
I mean, actually, we already do have Care Bears as a sponsor. So
that's correct.
Yeah. Sponsored by... Wait, no. What's it called? American Dream. Is that the company?
I don't know. We'd have to look back.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a podcast.
That was certainly a podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have more time next week to talk about games. Because I feel like we're gonna have an update for Ocarina of Time. Or do you think we're gonna have a sizable update for Pokemon?
Oh, absolutely.
I think I'll be able to talk about Hollow Knight for a good amount. Hopefully, I can dig into Horizon or Mario plus Rabbids a little bit more. And Neopets, but we'll see.
Have you not played Horizon?
I played a little bit this past week, but not enough to have anything different to say. It was mostly just side quest stuff that was wrapping up.
That makes sense.
But yeah. All right. Well, it was a good podcast. Thanks for watching. Be sure to stick around to this channel. We'll have more gameplays coming out on Wednesdays.
Yes.
I think we're thinking of doing Octopath Traveler this week and may lead into next week as well. The demo at least.
Yeah.
Which may lead in if I want to get the game. I guess this will determine if I want to get the game at launch, and then we can go from there. But yeah, that will be this Wednesday, and then look out for a new editorial this Friday. Hopefully we'll be able to get it done in time. Thinking it might be about Pokemon. So if that's your thing, watch out.
That's the teaser. That's all you get.
That's the tease.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, and then of course next Monday on this channel for next week's podcast. But yeah, any parting words from you?
I'm touched, and I'm excited for the future, I'd say.
Not necessarily what I meant. Thanks for watching. See you later, everybody.